lot better on this one. Okay, yeah, we actually got this one together. All it takes is a few beers, and we can actually get synced up a little bit. Okay, you did the last one. Let me go ahead and take this one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us once again here on the History in Music podcast. I am Spencer Robbins. I am joined today by David Faulkner. And today we're actually talking about an old Johnny Horton song. It is written in 1956, and we think it was written in 1956. Written in 1956, at least recorded in 1956 by Johnny Horton. It is Snowshoe Thompson, talking about a person that worked for a company that is near and dear to my heart, since I'm actually a supervisor for them now, and it is talking about a mail carrier back in 1855. So, Dave, if you would like to start us off with a little bit of the history behind this guy before we actually get into what the song's talking about.
Snowshoe Thompson was he was born John Rue. I'm just going to R-U-E. In Norway,
Hold on, let me see it. Where's it at?
I can't read my own writing.
Ooh, okay.
I can't read my own writing. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, okay.
John,
I can look at it. While you're going through it. I'll go ahead.
He was born 30th April 1827 in Telemark, Norway. He immigrated to the U.S. in 1837 at the age of 10, and after several moves. You gonna try it?
Once again, apologies to all my Nordic ancestors and everybody over there right now if I happen to screw this up, but Jan Torsteinsson.
Sounds right. But after several moves, he moved from I think he was in Wisconsin. He was moving. They stayed in Norwegian settlements primarily in the Midwest. Ended up in Missouri. And ended up driving a herd of milk cows to Placerville, California. He mined a few years, save up enough to get a ranch.
All right. What year was it that he drove the cattle over there?
That would have been 1850. I should have written that down. Didn't put it in my notes. Or it wasn't in the original documents that I found, but it would have been in the early 1850s.
Early 1850s, so the California Gold Rush had already started in 1849. So.
Right, and he actually mined at several different mines and managed to save up enough money to buy a ranch in Sacramento Valley. So the song, I'll let you... Read the first.
In 1855, in old California, a man was a-looking in the paper one day. Uncle Sam needs a postman to carry the mail through the High Sierra Mountains over godforsaken trails.
Okay. So, 1855. Go with that?
Well, in 1855, if he'd already bought the ranch and everything like that. Man.
Well, and I'm not sure when he bought the ranch, but he did begin to deliver mail between 1856 and 1876. He delivered mail from Placerville, California to Genoa, Nevada, and later into Virginia City, Nevada.
Well, I know exactly how long it takes the post office to hire somebody now with all this technology and everything that we have. So I'm pretty sure, if he saw in the paper that the U.S. Mail was hiring in 1855, wouldn't surprise me if he didn't actually start on the job until 1856 or 1857 back at this point in time.
That very well could be. Yes. But he made these trips, typically 3 days carrying the mail east and then 2 days back. That's actually...
Took you 3 days to get there, but only 2 days to get back?
Well, yeah, carrying
all the way.
And he actually carried silver ore sometimes. He was moving silver ore occasionally. I don't know what his packs weighed. I saw no reference to that. But
we're also talking about the point in time where, you remember the old Pony Express. The Pony Express was, no matter what you needed delivered, it was $20 to get it delivered.
That was a lot of money.
But up until I'm not exactly sure when they stopped it, but I know even up to the 1920s, it was you could still, you wanted to send your kids to grandma and grandpa's.
That's a whole.
You could send them through the United States mail.
Yes, you could.
That's
a crazy story.
That's also where because it was pretty much $20 to send large packages or anything like that through the Pony Express and everything like that. So that's actually where the, pin a 20 to his collar and wish him the best of luck. That's where that actually came from. Was you needed to send your kid to grandma's for the summer. You gave him to the mailman with a 20 pinned to his collar, and the mailman would take your kid back. They'd transport him over to wherever in the world grandma lived, drop him off at grandma's house, and then take the 20 as postage. That's where that whole thing came from.
That is some of the craziest times. We might have. I'll have to see if there's a song about shipping kids.
I'm gonna pull up a picture and throw it up right here of the mail carrier that actually has a child in his mailbag.
It's disturbing, but despite his disturbing, I mean it worked.
It worked, but
now if you'll read the second verse.
All right, Snowshoe Thompson told him he knew he was their man. I'll get through them mountains if anybody can. He took a pair of snowshoes, he took a pair of skis, and let out through the mountains where the normal man would freeze. Okay. We're talking about somebody from Norway.
Yes.
Who immigrated into this country.
Correct.
And Norway is, number one, a very hot spot for metal music. But also, it's freaking cold. It is. Correct. I'm pretty sure most of Norway is north of the UK.
Yes, I believe you're right.
And that is, that's just getting into the point of, it's freaking cold up there because it's also mountainous.
Despite what it says in the song, he did not take a pair of snowshoes. He never used snowshoes. They were a Native American or North American invention. He used 10-foot long skis. Yeah, 10-foot long. 3 meters for all you people want to do that.
I mean, I'm a person that, when I ski, I still ski on, I have my own skis. We live up here, we're close to Sugar Mountain, we're close to Beach Mountain, we're close to Appalachian Ski Mountain. I have my own skis, I have my own boots and all of that. My skis are 72 inches long, which I'll throw up the centimeter conversions down here because I cannot remember what in the world it is right now, and I'm not trying to do math after I've had this much beer. But my skis are actually, I'm not sure how long they are because my skis, when I stand my skis up, they're taller than I am. I'm 6'1". So, my skis are longer than I am.
But they're not 10.
But they're not, and that's.
But you're doing downhill.
And that's straight skis, just doing downhill. Yeah, I'm not doing cross country or trying to climb a mountain.
Right. That's what this was. He was a cross country skier, which was a popular way to move around Norway.
Yeah, and
so 10 foot long skis and a single pole, typically held with one hand or both hands, to propel through that deep snow.
Because if anybody, I keep hearing all these people talking about, fresh powder is awesome. No, it's not. If you're just out there on fresh powder and if there's only a couple of inches on the top of it, it's one thing. If there's 5 freaking feet of it, you're not doing a damn thing. I need to close that door.
He essentially introduced cross-country or backcountry skiing to the U.S. He ended up teaching other people how to use those long skis to traverse these long mountain trails to deliver mail. Like I said, he did this from 1856 to 1876.
Now, 21 years. Well,
20 years.
I mean, 20.
56 to 76, 20 years.
And at that point in time,
Negative math.
At that point in time, it was still, well, not even just making me math. You had to quit making the English major do math. But, doing the math on that, 20 years is a normal federal job retirement.
Career. That's a full career.
But yeah, that's a full career. 20-year retirement from the military, 20-year retirement from the post office back then.
Right.
Because it was still the United States Postal Department back then. In the 70s, it actually turned into, and I'm pretty sure it was 71, it was the United States Postal Service.
Thompson didn't carry a blanket or a gun on 3-day trips through the high Sierras. And now he claimed he was never lost, even in blizzards. And apparently he wasn't, because he made the trip typically 3 days out, 2 days back. This guy,
well, from the lyrics,
what's to say? He was cautious as a mountain cat, fleet as a deer, tough as a grizzly bear. He knew no fear. I'm thinking, yeah, this guy was like the original badass mailman. Honestly.
At that point in time, At that point in time, I'm going to give it to him.
He was the OG tough guy.
The original badass mailman. Okay, yeah, because cautious as a mountain lion, fleet as a deer, tough as a grizzly bear, he knew no fear. He lived a life of danger, bringing mountain people news, because Snowshoe Thompson packed the mail on through.
Yep, that was
that right there.
That was his thing.
We've all heard, neither rain nor sleet nor dark of night.
Right.
We've all heard that. Everybody's seen it, especially if you've seen the Kevin Costner movie, The Postman. He made him freaking swear when he was just reading it off the damn wall in the building, which is something that was actually, it originally came from the Greeks for one of their message delivery service. And I'm not talking about Greeks now. I'm talking about ancient Greeks.
Right.
And then, of course, was reintroduced into what is now the Postal Service by Benjamin Franklin, our original Postmaster General, the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, it was no matter what, the mail goes through.
Right. And apparently Snowshoe Thompson was right there. Now, there's an interesting story somewhere in his career. He's credited with saving a guy. He was delivering mail to a cabin that had been snowed in. Dug in and got to the guy, found out he had frostbite on his feet, skied out, got chloroform. Not sure what the hell the story was with that, but brought it back, ended up saving the guy's life. So, seems like if there was a woman in the cabin, I would understand the chloroform. Oh, damn, there's that dark humor we were talking about. Sorry.
All right, and the song never actually talks about anything like that. But
nope.
In the High Sierra Mountains, it was 32 below. So 32 below zero.
Right.
Blue blizzard fairly whistled, bringing 40 feet of snow. No one dared to venture on a slippery mountain trails, but Snowshoe kept a coming. He was packing U.S. mail.
And apparently that is exactly what he did, was pack that mail for 20 years. And one of the most upsetting things I found in the history I did was, despite his 20 years of service, delivering mail as a subcontractor, he was never paid to deliver mail.
That sounds about right for the United States government.
That bothers me. But
21 years of delivering the mail and never got paid.
Yeah. But he did it. And hey, kudos, Snowshoe Thompson, badass. And what we have left today, other than the Johnny Horton song, which is only about a 2-minute song. It's a very short song. Mm-hmm. He's remembered Thompson Peak in Sierra Nevada is at 9,340 feet, is named in his honor. There's a
9,340 feet. That's a mile above where we are now.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So he was in the High Sierras. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then there's a stone at his grave with cross skis, and then there's a memorial in the town he was born in Norway. But yeah, there's not a lot about him, but I found the song interesting just because. Well,
the song is interesting.
You being a mail carrier, I thought this is kind of a cool. Well, let's see.
I'm actually a postal supervisor now. I was a clerk. No, I was a clerk.
Oh,
I've had to carry when it has been forced upon me. So, yeah, I've had to carry mail when it's been forced upon me to have to carry mail. But all right, getting into the rest of the song. His face was weather beaten from his many rugged miles, but he knew it was worth it when he'd see the people smile. His deeds are not forgotten. They stay in the Hall of Fame. They stay in Old Squaw Valley to Snowshoe Thompson's name, where they renamed the actual peak in the past
to Thompson's Peak
after him.
Yep.
Then it goes back into
the chorus.
He was cautious as a mountain cat, fleet as a deer, tough as a grizzly bear. He knew no fear. He lived a life of danger, bringing mountain people news, because Snowshoe Thompson packed the mail on through.
Yeah, and I just it's a short song, really concise story because there's not a whole lot of information about him other than I can give you his genealogy a little bit, but we're not going into that. But
no,
fascinating guy, fascinating story. This is going to be one of our shorter episodes because
this is definitely going to be a short episode.
Pretty much what we've got, but that's good. We need some shorter episodes to give people a chance to give people a chance to go. Hey, kick
that algorithm on up there.
That's what we want to do.
Once again, I will, like I said in the last episode, I will learn to talk here in a minute. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That has been the History and Music podcast on this day for the Johnny Horton song "Snowshoe Thompson." Be sure you give us a like and a follow, and if you like what we're doing, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're listening to us on one of the podcasts, rate and review. Tell your friends about us. Best way we can travel around is and best way we can grow is by word of mouth. So, thank you all for listening. Drop a comment down below. As always, we are more than welcome to receive what are we doing wrong. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Tell us how we can do some things better. Drop some comments down there, suggesting a song that you would like to hear us talk about and actually dig into the history of. Other than that, I'm Spencer Robbins.
I'm Dave Faulkner.
And we'll see you next time.